Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces, and today I am sat with the beautiful Purnima from Snobs Aesthetics. Thank you so much for joining me today, lovely, and having a chat with me.
Well, thank you for having me on board, Holly.
You're more than welcome. Also, your hair is so nice. I'm like mega jealous. Like your hair is just so
Oh,
beautiful.
went to my friend's wedding yesterday, so yeah, had a bit of a
Oh,
pill
it's
booking, so they kind of stayed in a little bit today. So yeah, that's
so
why.
nice. Gorgeous hair, especially for like afternoon on a Monday as well. So yeah,
I
it's come
know
up really
I can
well.
get away with it today.
Looks so nice. So just to kick things off, let's talk about your business then. So do you want to just give us a bit of insight into how you got into the aesthetics industry and how you got your business to where it is today?
Right then, so I have had a very colourful career. Where do I start, to be honest? So I'm 41 at the moment. So around in my younger days, teenage days, very much into beauty. So I went down the beauty path and qualified in beauty at a high level. And then I had a few jobs along the way, but then decided to have a family at quite a young age. So that kind of stopped me in my tracks to continue with the beauty industry. After having three children, I decided I wanted to continue to go down the beauty industry path.
Mhm.
Um, there was something about just making people feel and look good.
Yeah.
It was always something I really wanted to do. I was really good with my hands, makeup, hair, etc. So I want to fast forward now because it'll go on forever. Okay. So
Hi, we're all good.
just before I got into the aesthetics world, I was a funeral director. So it's a very different career compared to beauty and the glamour world, etc. But it was an amazing career, and it had to end after I had my fourth child because it just wasn't suitable anymore.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, right, I've always enjoyed beauty. I was starting to have aesthetic procedures myself. I think I started when I was around probably 31.
Yeah.
And I was like, to be honest, back then it wasn't as popular,
Yeah.
but now it's just become like a huge thing. Now, for me, it wasn't about the money or anything. I genuinely wanted to actually make people feel good and look good because I felt that when I got treatments done.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna go back in towards that way, towards a beauty way, but build my way up to aesthetics. So I qualified as a semi-permanent makeup artist, so microblading to get myself up to that level.
Yeah.
Got a license, got premises, and then from there I got educated into the aesthetics world. Now, when you go into aesthetics world, obviously there's loads of day courses and etc. But I had to complete different levels to even get onto the aesthetics world. So it took me quite a while, and I'm very dedicated. And I went with an aesthetics training academy, well known, but I didn't actually stop there. Maybe I'm an overthinker, I don't know. But I also trained two doctors actually. I also did my emergency complication. I did a lot because knowledge is key, as I say, and I love it. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready for the world to inject, be safe, and I knew everything before I touched
Yeah.
anyone's face.
Amazing.
And yeah, and then Snobs Aesthetics was invented.
Oh, amazing. Do you know what? I feel like you're like the star pupil when it comes to aesthetics. I feel like every practitioner needs to just continue educating themselves, needs to put their clients first, which clearly you do. And I always say this on my podcast, the practitioners who are most successful are the ones who don't do it for the money. They're the ones who
Yeah,
do it because they genuinely have a true passion and they want their clients to look and feel amazing and have that. It's like at the forefront of what they do. And clearly it's worked again. Every single person I speak to when they're doing really well, it's never about the money. Obviously, the money is a great bonus.
mm,
When it comes to this industry, you can make a lot of money. There's so many different things that you can do. But when your clients are literally the core of your business, that it just shows in so many
yeah.
different ways. So with
Yes.
regards to treatments then, do you want to just talk a bit about your client base and what kind of treatments you tend to do, and also what your favorite treatments are?
So regarding treatments, I do offer all filler treatments on the face and anti-wrinkle injections as well. So I enjoy doing all of it, but I tend to specialize more in lips. Lips is quite it's common. Everybody wants to get their lips done, and I kind of just have more clientele towards the lips really. But I
Yeah.
do everything else. But that's the most popular one for me is lips, anti-wrinkle injections, and microblading. So I have clients from all ages, from 18 all the way. I think my eldest is 80, actually, yeah,
Wow.
18 to 80.
Yeah.
Especially with the young ones. I have children myself, but they're not children, they're adults. They start from the age of 21 all the way down to 8. And when I have the young girls coming to me and see me, I'm very careful of what I do. I'm not one of those people who just, right, yeah, sure, bang, 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 inject, done.
Yeah.
I actually have a consultation with them to make sure why they're getting it done. Is it just for vanity reasons? Is it because of the well-being? I even have their moms come in as well and say, look, we don't mind. This is why we're getting it done, because she's very conscious of a certain area.
Yeah.
I'm not there to make anyone look completely different. I'm just there just to enhance their natural beauty and just put something there that where's been lost, the volume's been lost. So I'm very careful as well with people, with my clients. I just don't do anyone and everyone, basically.
Yeah, and that is so important, particularly with social media, beauty standards. Like,
Yes.
I was in the gym this morning and all the students have come back, and I'm like, you're so young, like they're 18, but they just look so, so young. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean, 18 is young, but I think, it's so important to, again, put your client first. Don't just inject them like you say because that's a client and you can service them. It's actually really understanding, is this treatment going to be right for this person? Because the amount of pressure that young people experience these days with TikTok, Instagram, like, is crazy. I mean, I started getting treatment 10 years ago when I was 18, and that was when it was like the Kylie Jenner era of like
Yeah.
everyone just wanted
Yeah.
like huge lips. And
Yes.
I went and got my lips done just because everyone else was. I didn't even get them because
Yeah.
I
It's a
wanted it.
trend.
It was a trend, exactly. And I think, there's a fine line between kind of feeding someone's like body dysmorphia in a really unethical way. So
Absolutely.
clearly, like, the way that you do things is so much better because you're having a real consultation with them. You're really
Yes.
understanding the reasons why. And with regards to sort of the age difference, then, so obviously you literally have like 18-year-olds, and then you've got your 80-year-old clients, so a really broad range. Do you find
Yes.
that there's certain trends within people's insecurities depending on their age that you experience?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, I've got all sorts. You've got people that are very conscious. Maybe they have a small top lip, for example, and they want it to look more equal. Or someone wants fuller lips, or someone's lost volume, or there's loads of different reasons. And I always give my advice and opinion. Obviously, it's down to the client as well. But I've educated myself and put a lot of time, effort, and money. And I want to pass that knowledge on to my clients. I don't want them to come in and I say nothing and just inject and say goodbye. That's
Yeah.
not what Snobs Aesthetics is about. If you ask any of my clients, they leave knowing more. They
Yeah.
leave knowing, like, oh, I didn't know that. I know that now.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like they've learned something new and they
Yeah.
go away and they know for next time. And don't get me wrong, I do turn away clients as well because if they have like expectations that I think, no, it's I can't do that. I'm really sorry. I'm very honest about it, but in a very diplomatic way. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but they come to us for advice. They trust us, so we need to make sure we're saying and doing the right thing for them, and being careful as well.
Yeah, 100%. It is so important because I think, the way that we look at ourselves in the mirror is so different to how someone else looks at us. And, you know,
Oh, absolutely.
people's insecurities are, you know, everybody has them. But I think,
Yes.
like you say, it's your duty of care as as the practitioner to actually say, look, like this isn't going to work, or, you know, manage your
Yes.
expectations. And, you know, on social media as well, there's people posting like pictures of their clients, and they'll put like makeup on their clients, and they'll edit the pictures, and, you know, it just is not realistic. So people are like, oh, I want my lips to look like that, and it's like, that's not even real, so we can't we can't do that. But it's one of
No.
those things. Sorry, go
Do
on.
you know what it is, Holly? The world we live in can be a very fake world, unfortunately. It's like when we used to have magazines, because everything's kind of online now.
Yeah,
When you look at magazines, what do you see? You see beautiful people. You see photos and pictures that have been edited. You don't see real people. And what's happened is that's been brought now onto online, and everything's edited. People are having filter because they look at these things and they look better. And
yeah,
that's why they use it. And it's like a trend. With all my work, if you see on my site, mine are just not pictures, they are videos, and you can't lie with videos. It
yeah,
is what it is. So hence why I do videos to show people this is my real work. Yes, there are people out there that, do like the makeup, which to be honest, you shouldn't be doing that because
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
clean.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to do that. But yeah, there are probably people out there that do that to make it look pretty. And
yeah,
unfortunately, there are people out there that will go for that.
yeah,
That because they're not educated about the dangers of everything. They just look at something and think, oh, I like that. I want that.
yeah,
So I think people need to be educated about what they're actually getting themselves into before they see something go wrong. They're like, oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Hence why, in my duty, every client knows if anything goes wrong, this is what you need to do, this is what will happen.
yeah.
Except this is why I educate my clients.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, you're the skilled professional. So again, as a client, I'd feel so comfortable and trusting if my practitioner, which they do, talks through the procedure, you know, give, like you say, gives me bits of knowledge to take away, and
Yes,
just
yes,
about the product, the treatment, you know,
yes,
what's actually happening. And it's so
absolutely.
important, you know, you spend all this money training and learning, so that's how you can really showcase to your clients, you know, what you do
Yes,
know, and also put them at ease. You know, they're paying you for a service, so as a practitioner, it's your time to like really show them what you know,
yeah,
and particularly when it comes
absolutely.
to like contour packages and that kind of thing. You know, it's a great way that you can really show them that, you know, there's no one size fits all. You're treating them as a
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So with regards to faces, then, I know you've used faces for quite some time now, which is obviously fantastic. You're very much a loyal faces user. How would you say faces has helped with the runnings of your business, and what features do you really like to use?
Well, face is kind of taken over my life in the business world.
I hope in a
I
good
am
way.
terrible. I'm terrible. I am terrible with like just keeping up with everything. I like to go to one place where they can sort everything out.
Yeah,
So I come across faces, and from the beginning, you've grown as well. So everything that I needed is kind of, you've just added more and more of what I've needed with faces, down to bookings, down to getting my products, prescription, prescribers, knowing my sales on a weekly or daily or monthly basis, deposits. There's so much. And faces is still growing as well.
yeah,
So whatever the demand is, you're giving it to us. So you're
100%.
keeping up with us.
Yeah, that's
So like,
it. Sorry, go on, lovely.
no. So it's like everything I need is under one roof.
Yeah, yeah,
So
good.
yeah, I'm very
And
happy.
that's what it's here for, you know. As you rightly said, you know, we are growing with you guys as practitioners, you know, as the
Yes,
industry's growing, you're growing, we're growing. And like you pointed out, everything that we put onto faces and the features that we launch are down to the feedback that we get from you. You know, you're the ones who are using it to run your business. there's no point as adding things on there that you aren't going to use or that aren't going to benefit your business.
Yes.
So we literally just, someone will recommend something to us and we're like, right, let's build it, you know?
Yeah.
We want it to be the one thing that's it, so that you don't need multiple softwares, you don't need an extra booking system, or you don't need to go on to different pharmacies' websites when you're ordering things. You know, it's all there, making it easy for you to run your business, because in your training course you don't learn how to run a business, you learn how to perform the treatments. And I think that's
Yeah.
why it's quite overwhelming for practitioners when they qualify, because there's then thinking about your accounts, your consent forms, your clients' data, ordering products, taking
Yes.
payment, all of these things which a lot
Yeah.
of people almost like forget about because they're so focused on their training. So, you know,
Yes.
we just try and take the stress out of running the business for you.
Well,
And
it's definitely worked, Holly. So thank you very much, Faces.
you're more than welcome. So, just finally, let's talk about regulation. So, obviously, nothing's been fully announced yet, but we do have the traffic light system, which the government has released, and the government are wanting to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions on the industry and where it should go. So, what are your thoughts, Purnima, on the regulation and what's been announced?
Well, it was going to happen anytime soon. It needs to happen, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
When for example, microblading, I had to get a license to
Yeah,
tattoo someone's face, basically. They would come and check out the premises, they'd make sure I had been trained by, a reputable company and I got the right equipment. The place was clear. Do you know what I mean? It was
yeah,
done
yeah,
properly.
yeah,
So when I went to aesthetics, I was like, saying to my trainer, okay, so where do I get the license? Because I was oblivious. Where
yeah,
do I get my license from? Do I go through the council? Blah, blah. She's like, there isn't one. And I was like, wow, there isn't one. I was totally shocked.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, hang on. I've got one for the microblading. Yeah, I've got to have one for
Yeah, and that's not
aesthetics.
as evasive, is it? You know, it's mental.
Is it so? Yeah, absolutely. There's got to be some kind of regulation. Licenses, definitely, because obviously I've got licensing for semi-permanent makeup. I definitely think that's the right thing. And the premises, because obviously it's got to be clean and clinical,
Yeah,
and it's got to be right. If my daughter, because I look at my children, if she went anywhere, I'd want to, to go to a person who is educated, who has got a license, whose place is clinical. No, absolutely. Where they're going to go with it,
mm-hmm.
how they're going to do it, I don't know. But I think I had a big problem around a few months ago. So there was, apparently, she's an aesthetic practitioner in my area. She was imitating me in my business.
Right.
And she caused a lot of complications. And I reported her, it went viral, and she wasn't even trained. She was training other people as well. And she said she'd been trained through this big company. Obviously, I can't say. And we got in touch with them. They said, we don't know who she is. So she was a fraud, basically. And it's so scary, so dangerous. And these people came to me and says, can you please help me? Can you dissolve? Can you help me? This is what she's done. She's run away now and she's doing this somewhere else. And this has been reported to the police.
Yeah,
It went viral on Facebook. So, but nothing's been done about it
yeah,
because there is no regulation. There's
yeah,
no one we can turn to. I've tried and nothing's been done about it. And I'm just like, wow. So, yeah.
yeah. No, I completely agree. And yeah, that's the thing. Like nothing will be done until there's regulation in. You know, you don't
Yes.
legally have to have insurance to perform these treatments. Like, you know, it's crazy when you know, like ear piercing, tattooing, electrolysis, like microblading, you need a license. And for these, it's
Yes. It's not
wild. It's
the
so wild. But you
same.
know, if licensing does come in, which it's likely to, you know exactly what to do, you know exactly what the score is. And I think anyone who performs treatments like you do, puts you in a really good position, because you've already got the license for the other treatment, so it shouldn't be too much of a
Yeah, no, absolutely. And even if it meant I have to educate even more, because we don't know where they're going to go with this, then so be it. because it's the industry we go into. We're dedicated our life, training, time, money into this. So absolutely, I'm all up for it.
Yeah, amazing. Well, we'll definitely do a part 2 of this when regulation comes in to see where we are with everything. But thank you
No
so
problem.
much for coming on the podcast, lovely. It's been so, so good speaking to you. Can't believe how amazing you look as well. Like, genuinely, you're just so stunning.
Thank you so much, Holly. It's been lovely speaking to you
Oh,
as well.
no worries, lovely. Thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you. You too.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
now. Bye bye.
Bye.